Hey, what's going on? You been practicing? Or you just been messing around? Yeah. Tell me anything. But anyway, today we're gonna get a little practice in. And what we're going to do, we're going over Spanish verbs, regular Spanish verbs today. Because verbs are very important in any language, but especially in the Spanish language. There's just a lot of juice packed into those verbs. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Okay, so first things first. What are verbs anyway? Well, it's real simple. See, verbs are just action words. Things like to speak, to eat, to live, things like that. Action words, okay? Now, in Spanish, verbs are just as essential as they are in English. Now, the good thing is that Spanish verbs, they follow a clear pattern once you know the rules. Now, some examples of English and Spanish verbs side by side are hablar, to speak, comer, to eat, or vivir, to live. Now, as you notice, in English, we say to speak, but in Spanish, it's just one word, and that is hablar. Or we say to eat, but in Spanish, it's just one word, comer. Or to live, but in Spanish, again, just one word, vivir. So there are actually some things in Spanish that's easier than in English. Maybe not a lot of things. Now in Spanish, verbs end in ar, er, or ir. In other words, AR, ER, or IR. Now these endings are the key to knowing how to conjugate the verbs. Now don't worry, we'll get to that soon. First thing I want to talk about is the infinitive form. Now, what is the infinitive form? See, every verb in Spanish starts in its simplest form. It's called the infinitive. So think of this like the default setting. It's the base form. So, for example, hablar means to speak. See that AR ending? Doesn't change. It's in the infinitive form. Okay? It's infinite. It's forever. Never changes. Or comer. Comer is, see that ER at the end? That's the infinitive form. That's the base form. Never changes. It's infinite. Never changes. Or vivir. See that IR at the end? That's the infinitive form. The base form. It's infinite. Never changes. That's the verb forms that you'll find in the dictionaries. Okay. So if you can spot those AR, ER, and IR endings, then you're already ahead of the game. You're starting to wrap your mind around this verb thing. Okay? Now, let's talk about conjugation basics. Now, here's where it gets very interesting and exciting. Conjugation. Conjugations. Now in Spanish, you change the verb ending to match the subject or who's doing the action. Now here's a simple chart showing the conjugation for the verb hablar, to speak, in the present tense. So we have yo hablo, I speak, tú hablas, you speak, él, ella, usted habla, he, she, or you formal speak. Yes, there's a you formal. We'll get into that at other videos, okay? Then we have nosotros hablamos, we speak. And then there's ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan. Okay, so that is they are all male group, they speak, or they, ellas, are all female group, they speak, or ustedes means, just think of it as you all, or as they say in the South, y'all speak. Okay, so it's a you plural speak. And don't worry about all that. We get into that and break down this future video. There's a lot of more when it comes to Spanish. So just hang in there. One thing at a time. Now notice how the endings change depending on the subject. See, this is why Spanish doesn't always need pronouns, because the verb tells you who's doing the action. So for instance, you could say yo hablo, I speak, but I can just say hablo too. And you know that it means I speak too, because the way the verb is conjugated, it's already wrapped up in there. It's already implied that that O ending belongs to the I form. Or I can say tú hablas, you speak, but I can simply say hablas, you speak. And based on that AS ending, I already know that that's the conjugation for the informal you form. So I really don't need to say tú hablas. Now, if you want to be emphatic about it, you can use you speak. You can use it. It's right either way. But if you just want to be simple and just use one word, you can just say hablas or hablo or hablan. Okay? So it doesn't always need that pronoun. Okay? Now, you may not be getting everything at this time, but as long as some things are sticking and you're starting to wrap your mind around it, then you're doing good. Don't be too hard on yourself. Things in Spanish they have to build up, they have to marinate, and then one day you look up and you say, okay, all the pieces start coming together, the particles start coming together. That's just how Spanish works. Okay, so you're doing good. Stay in there, stay in the game, okay? By the way, I'm here in sunny Lima, Peru, okay? Lima, Peru, and this is one of the things you can travel around the world in Spanish-speaking countries, and you can do it too, okay? Because I wouldn't be here if I couldn't speak Spanish. I'm out here solo traveling, Spanish-speaking countries, and I have the confidence to do that now because I know Spanish. So I can definitely say without a shadow of a doubt, with 110% confidence, that it is worth it to hang in there. It is worth it to learn Spanish. You heard it from me, Rich B. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay, so now the three groups of Spanish verbs are what? Ar, or ir. In other words, AR, ER, or IR. Now here's a tip. AR verbs are the most common types of verbs with super straightforward conjugations. So those are, if you don't know anything else, learn some AR verb conjugations, okay? So that's a good place to start. So, practice makes progress. That's how I say it. Practice makes progress. Forget trying to be perfect. Practice makes progress, okay? That's all you need to worry about and concern yourself about. Always leveling up and doing better, or at least striving to do better than you did before, okay? Perfection, people trying to be perfect, that kills you and that freezes you from getting in the game, okay? Nobody's perfect in this Spanish game. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You just need to get in the game. And by being in the game, that's how you up your game. Okay, so now it's your turn. Let's conjugate comer together, okay? Don't be scared. All you got to do is repeat after me, okay? Let's do it. Yo como. Tú comes. Él, ella, usted come. Nosotros comemos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comen. There we go. Great job. See, practicing out loud is the key to building your pronunciation and your confidence. Okay, so keep going. And hey, there you have it. Spanish verbs simplified. And remember, it's all about practice. Just start with a few verbs and work them into your daily life, your daily conversations, even if it's conversations with yourself. And you will find yourself improving and able to communicate better in the Spanish language. This was just an introduction into the Spanish verbs. Mind you, keep in mind that there are regular and irregular verbs. Okay, yep, there's some irregulars thrown in there. Today we've gone over regular verbs in the present tense. And there are different conjugations for past tense, future tense, and all those other tenses. But that's just too much to wrap your head around right now. So just focus on this for right now, get it down, and that's the best way to do it, in chunks. If you don't do it this way, you will drive yourself freaking crazy. Take it from me, Rich B. I've been there, I know. So just take my word for it. We're gonna do it in sections. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss a thing. I will be bringing more content your way to help you level up. Okay? That said, if you got value, do me a favor and reach out and smash that like button. And be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss a thing. And until next time, remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just be good enough.